All right, let's talk about something that's at the very heart of, well, everything we buy. What does it really cost to make something? We're going to go way beyond the price tag to uncover all the hidden economic forces that shape every single product you've ever bought.
So let's start with a simple question to get us going. What is the real cost of a cookie? Now you might think, oh, it's just the flour, the sugar, the chocolate chips, but as you're about to see, that is not even close to the whole story.
To really get a handle on all these hidden forces, we're not going to just talk about abstract theories. No. For the next few minutes, you and we're going into business together. We are opening our very own bakery.
Okay, so before we even think about preheating an oven or buying a single bag of flour, we have to face our first and maybe most important cost. It's the cost of the choice itself, the cost of the road not taken.
So here it is, our first big decision. Option A, we take the leap, we start the bakery. Option B, we play it safe, stay in our current, stable office job. Now, this isn't just a career choice. For us, it's our very first and maybe largest economic cost.
And this brings us to a huge concept, opportunity cost. It sounds a little academic, but it's actually super simple. It's the value of the next best thing you gave up. In our case, a massive part of the real cost of our bakery is the salary we're not earning anymore from that office job. It's an invisible cost, right? It won't show up on any spreadsheet, but believe me, it is absolutely real. All right, we've made our choice. We're doing it. The aprons are on. Now it's time to talk about the more obvious costs, the ones you can see on a spreadsheet. You know, the money we actually have to spend to get this bakery up and running. So our day-to-day expenses pretty much fall into two big buckets. First, we've got fixed costs. This is our rent, our big new oven, our insurance. We pay for this stuff no matter what, even if we don't bake a single cookie. Then we have variable costs. This is our flour, sugar, and the wages for our bakers. These costs go up as we produce more, and they drop to zero if we shut down for a week. Here's what that looks like on a graph. See that flat horizontal line? That's our fixed cost. It's our baseline cost of just existing as a business. It doesn't move no matter how busy we get. Okay, now let's layer on the variable costs. This line starts at zero because, no cookies, no flour cost, and it just climbs upward. The more we bake, the more we spend, and the steeper that line gets. This is the direct cost of actually making stuff. And when you add those two together, bam, you get your total cost. And notice, this line doesn't start at zero. It starts up at the level of our fixed costs. This graph right here is the complete financial picture of our daily operations. This whole environment we've just described, with its mix of fixed and variable costs, is what economists call the short run. It's not a set amount of time. It's just any period where at least one of our major inputs, like our fancy oven or our building lease, is locked in and can't be changed easily. Okay, so we're in business, and we understand our basic costs. But just covering costs isn't the goal, right? The goal is to be profitable, which means we have to be efficient. We have to find our sweet spot. This leads us to the critical question that every single business owner has to ask themselves. Are we producing each cookie as cheaply as we possibly can? To figure that out, we need to look at our costs in a slightly different way. This is our average cost curve. We get it by taking our total cost and dividing it by the number of cookies we baked. And look at its U-shape. At first, as we bake more and more cookies, the average cost per cookie actually goes down. That's because we're spreading our fixed costs, like rent, over more units. But after a certain point, the curve starts to rise again. Maybe our kitchen gets too crowded, our oven is over capacity, and we just become less efficient. And now for the secret weapon of business decision-making, the marginal cost. This is not the average. This is the specific cost of producing just one more cookie. Should we accept that last-minute catering order? Looking at the marginal cost is how we find the real answer. And this, right here, this is the magic moment. Look where the marginal cost curve intersects the average cost curve. It hits it right at the absolute bottom of that U-shape. That point is our sweet spot. It tells us the exact quantity of cookies to produce to get the lowest possible cost per cookie. That is peak efficiency. Great news! Our bakery is a huge success. We have absolutely mastered our short-run efficiency, and now it's time to think bigger. Let's talk about long-term growth and the art of scaling up. You see, in the long run, nothing is fixed. We can get a bigger space, buy more ovens, even open new locations. Each of these little U-shaped curves you see here represents a different potential size for our bakery. And the big, sweeping curve that cradles them all, that's the long-run average cost curve. It's often called a planning curve because it literally maps out all our future possibilities. So why does getting bigger often make each cookie cheaper? It's a really powerful concept called economies of scale, and the advantages are huge. We get technical advantages from bigger, more efficient ovens. We can hire a specialist manager. We get marketing advantages by buying flour by the truckload for a discount. And even banks will offer us better loan rates because we're a proven success.
This one graph tells the entire life story of a growing business. On the left side, as we expand our output, the average cost per unit falls. This is where we want to be, enjoying those economies of scale. But if we grow too much, we move over to the right side of the curve and our costs start to creep back up.
That upward slope is caused by diseconomies of scale. When a company gets too large, management can become a nightmare. Coordination between branches breaks down, communication gets messy, and the risk of one bad decision affecting the whole company goes way up. It's a powerful reminder that bigger is not always better.
So we've covered the costs our business has to pay, from the salary we gave up to the risk of growing too fast, but there's one last, crucial cost that never ever appears on our bakery's financial statements.
And that final item is social cost. This is the total cost to society, which includes our private business costs, plus any external costs. For our bakery, this could be the pollution from our delivery vans, the traffic they cause, or the plastic waste from our packaging. These are real costs paid by the community, even if our company never sees them.
So from the personal choice of the road not taken, all the way to the impact on the world around us, the price on the tag is really just the beginning. It represents this vast, hidden network of decisions, trade-offs, and consequences. And it forces us to ask, what's the real cost? That's something to think about. Thanks for joining me.